Hello and welcome to this, the first episode of my Necron hobby vlog. Woo! Something a bit different. I have got a big push on Necrons. Where to start? Just where to start with it all? So I've been gradually accumulating Necrons over time. Every time I've been doing an order for whatever reason, I've been throwing a Necron box or two into the basket to try and build them up. Because I think, the Necrons, where to start with it all? The Necrons are going to be really interesting because the way I looked at Necrons previously was they had very little personality and they were just a relentless faceless enemy that for someone else to overcome. So using them in a campaign, they would just be the sort of nameless hordes. There wouldn't be any characterization. They'd just be what was in the way of whoever the heroes or anti-heroes might be. Now, that all changed when I read with a couple of things. Some of the more recent GW books, I think it was one of the Indomitus books, had some really good stuff in there and really helped sort of set the scenes of the Necron Lords having personality retained and it just being these little warriors that have only the slightest spark of intelligence left in them, and these being pretty much automata. And that I found very interesting. But then also the book, very specifically the book The Infinite and the Divine, a superb book that has totally opened my eyes to the narrative possibilities of using Necrons as protagonists in a campaign rather than just an adversary. They are a foe that can take both forms. Now there are a few foes like that in the 40k universe that work really well as the unstoppable force. I think the Necrons are one. I think the Orcs are another. And I think the Tyranids are another. I mean, there are going to be others, and obviously you can use all the races in all sorts of different ways. But there will be those three races. There will be all sorts of scenarios that people could be in that they would be the obstacle to overcome. Now, a lot of you know I've got a reasonably sized orc army that is still growing. I haven't got Tyranids yet. I'm hoping over time to invest back some of the profits from the channel into getting a Tyranid army and having that painted. But the thing with Necrons and Tyranids is when you're fighting against them, they have, I think from a narrative point of view, they have different army composition depending on where and how you're fighting them. So just as Tyranids as an example, early on in a Tyranid invasion, you might have Lictors, you might have Gants, Warriors, obviously G-Stealers, as the sort of vanguard of the Tyranid force. Then you might have a lot of the large some of the bigger hive beasts turning up, and on fighting them on in the void. And on their bioships, you'd have different combinations as well. The Tyranids use different beasts for different purposes. If they're breaking a wall, they send in the wrecking beasts. If they're just looking to digest biomass, they send in rippers and lots of little gribblies. They tailor, and for similar different reasons, but to a similar extent, for me, the Necrons do as well. I mean, your Necron Warriors are ubiquitous. They are everywhere, and they are numerous. They are numberless, and they are legion. So you always need a boatload of Necron Warriors and Scarabs. You always get these everywhere. But then you have different scenarios. So you've got inside a tomb world, inside Necron crypts. And in my mind's eye, that's where you're always going to have warriors. And to a lesser extent, you'll always have immortals. They're slightly more sentient, but they're also troops. They're also foot soldiers. But, you know, in the tomb, you'll have sort of cryptex, you'll have all the canoptech constructs, spiders, wraiths, reanimators. These guys just prowl around the tombs fixing stuff, as do the spiders and the wraiths. So I've acquired myself a couple of these from eBay. I also had one in my own Indomitus box, because they don't sell them separately. I think they're really cool. I love the idea of these just stalking around a tomb fixing things. And then if violence ensues, them fixing warriors. Hello, warriors. Also, you then have the sort of royal side of the Necrons, where, you know, the lords and the overlords, they have their Lich Guard, they have the war engines that they can call in. Doomsides are a planetary invasion vehicle. You've also got the sort of Ghost Ark transports, and you've got that sort of army mobilized for war kind of thing, with the different hierarchies of royalty, with the royal wardens and lords and overlords and Pharons and so on, and with all the Lich Guard and stuff that go with them. Then you've got the Praetorians, who are there to keep order, ensure that the order is being maintained, that rules are being maintained. So they're kind of a little bit like commissars are with the Imperium. They're good to have and they bolster, but do you always want them around? On the table, yes, absolutely, they're great. Narratively, they can be a pain in the behind for a Necron Lord. If the Praetorians determine that, yes, this is an honourable foe, therefore you must engage them in honourable warfare only, half of the Lord's arsenal just disappears. He's just not allowed to use it. And that can be very frustrating for a Necron Lord. And then you've got the Destroyer side of things, the ones who've lost their minds and their programming, their routines are hell-bent only on destruction. And the Necrons try and keep those at arm's length. They fear the corruption in their own routines by being adjacent to the Destroyers. They only use those in extremis. So, all the big choppy ones with the swords, the flying ones, the ones with the whip coil tails, the big floaty ones, the ones with all the guns. Yeah, very technical descriptions there. I see those as sort of operating adjacent to, either as an army in their own right. Obviously, they have warriors with them, because warriors get bolted on everywhere. A Pharon or an Overlord wouldn't think twice about saying, okay, yeah, we'll attach 2,000 warriors to this destroyer host. We'll sign them over to your subroutines. They're yours. Go destroy this planet. Sorry, slight camera trouble there. So, that's why I've been gradually building up the stash of Necrons, because if I'm going to use them in a campaign, I want to be able to use them in sort of all scenarios. So that's why I've been accruing things. So what have I done recently? Well, I have done a few already. I've done a few warrior test paints that I did previously. I'm not going to point the camera at those today. I will do that another time. These are for ignoring the reanimators. These guys are from the 40k Recruit Edition boxed set, which is amazingly good value. It's like, where is it? You can see I've got 4 of these. There's one already built. From from who did I get this from? I think I got this from Firestorm Games. The price was $29 rather than $32, the RRP being $32. Now, the cost of a box of Necron Warriors is, I think it's like 28 or something. So for £4 or £5 more, you get the Royal Warden, who, okay, I don't need, 5 Assault Intercessors, which I've got many Marine armies, and a bunch of Lieutenants. Even if you don't need these other models, you can eBay them and almost get the Necron Warriors for a negligible cost. It's also, I was opening it up and I was working through it going, I can't find this cardboard scenery that I was going to get everything in the box. No, I've got the rules out and I've got the models out, and where on earth is this building that they show you? It's that, it's the box. Actually, as a start playing 40k thing goes, I think this is really good. I think it's a good number of models. The rules are easily explained. There's how to build them and stuff in here, and I think it's a really good price. So I think GW has absolutely nailed that one. So I'm going to carry on building some of these. They are not easy to build because the carapace is in 2 halves, and you kind of have to squish them together, which is difficult because the arms are in place. So if you squeeze, you can't get your hand round to the carapace to get enough pressure to squeeze it closed. So I find myself using tweezers and things to try and close it up. Very, very fiddly. The first batch of these I did, I broke a whole number of them. I'm not looking forward to doing the flayed ones because apparently they are muchos worse. They're a lot worse. So I am going to crack open another box and build another 10 warriors. This will give me, there's 10 in each box. I've already got 20 done, so it's going to give me 60 warriors in total, which I think is certainly good enough to start with. I might want more later on, but I think that's ample to begin with. Right, I decided to tackle all the scarabs first because they're quick, they're easy, and I will have an instant feeling of success. Yes, so I've clipped them off all the sprues. Because these, right, they're one piece. They're really nice models. They're really easy to paint as well. They were super quick when I did the other ones. They're all one-piece models, some of which, let me find one. And these bases they come with have got the hexagon cutouts, some of which are big enough just to pop straight in, and that will just pop onto there like that once I've filed off all the flash. Assembled. Then others have these thinner sticky doobry things that go into these rocks on the base that then go into the hexagon. Let's have a look on one of the ones I've done. See, so it just gives them a little bit of additional height. I like the models. I like the way they do feel like a swarm. They appear to be different sizes and different heights on the bases. And so this is going to give me, with the 6 I've already got, this is going to give me 18. And I think Necron, with scarabs, they should just be everywhere. Just all the time. They follow the Necrons around. They fix them. They're utterly, utterly ubiquitous. If you watch the 40k Indomitus video, the Ninth Ed video, as the Marines are charging in, there are just swarms of scarabs that they're just flying through. And I love that imagery. So, yeah, big fan of scarabs. No idea how good they are, how many points they are, or anything like that. But, yeah, scarabs for the win. So, what I have decided to do... I like this kit. I like this kit a lot. There are a couple of niggles I have with it, though. One I already mentioned about trying to get these, the carapaces on, which I'll try and give you a visual on in a minute so you can sort of see that you have to sort of put these in place. Right, now I'll show you that in a minute when I've poked some stuff in. But it is really counterintuitive to find things on these sprues. It's like the body and gun and everything for model 1 is over here, and the head's over here. And you've got options. You've got 4A and 4B, and different gun options, different head options. I like the fact that you've got different head options because they're in various different states of repair. because Necron Warriors are destroyed and reanimated thousands of times, and with the best will in the world and the best technology in the galaxy, there are always going to be screw-ups. There's always going to be lasting damage. So what I have decided to do, in order to make sure I use both sets of heads in enough balance, and to try and economise on the time it takes to find the pieces on the sprue, I'm doing one model from all three sprues. So this is all model 1. So I've got the different head combinations, the different gun combinations. I'm going for the double barrel gun on one of them, because I want, with having 60 warriors, I want to be able to put them in units of 20 if I choose to. So I'm going to end up, given I've already got from the original 20 I've done, one with the double barrels and one with the single barrels, I'm going to do another one with the double barrels, so I've got 20 of those, and these can be 40 of these, so I can have units of 20 if I need to. I may eventually do some more of these. The kits, they also have very few mould lines on them, and they come away really easily, which really does make this bit really super quick, which I like. Yeah, let me show you how finicky this next bit is. So the arms just sort of slot in like that. In fact, I'll show you by taking it out. Yeah, you see they just sort of slot in. Nice and neat. They're really good. And then you have to slide the two-piece thing into the back of the butt. Hello? You're not a Necron. You're very much alive. I know. You've just had your dinner and my dinner. So you're either coming for a loving, or a thank you, or a I want more. I gave you practically a whole chicken. That's an exaggeration. It was nearly 2 chickens. Oh, I've just been sat playing hired gun whilst the tea's been cooking. And she always sits on my lap. She gets the most me time when she's sat on me downstairs. So I don't know if she's trying to persuade me to go back there. I'm really torn now because I really want to carry on doing this, but I've just bought a heavy stubber and, oh God, I want to play Necromunda now. It's on the list. It's on the list. It's on the list. Oh, the dream of wargaming as a career. Like regular, like Necromunda gang campaigns and hobby vlogs, and oh, it was just a hello, was it? You're going back up to your perch. You see what? Her perch consists of a massive stack of Blackstone Fortress boxes, plus the 8th Ed box set. What I should really do is build her a little thing and then put like a comfy thing on top of it. But as soon as I do that, as soon as I try and replicate what she likes with something that looks similar and is of a similar design and function, she'll go off it entirely. I know this. Anyway, so then you've got to sort of squeeze the carapace in between, line it up on the hole, and then pinch it closed. And the only way I found to do that is to get a long sticky thing and sort of like press it like this. Use that as like a lever to do it, which is a bit of a pain in the bum. But there you go. That's that bit. Yeah. Right, now back to listening to Caiaphas Cain take on Necrons in the Caves of Ice. So, here we have 20 finished Necron Warriors! And all the finished scarabs with a healthy layer of lemmy fur. Sorry, I've not been sat down here for about for a week. Last Sunday. There's fur even glued to this one. Oh, that's right, she was all over me whilst I was finishing off. So I keep a pair of tweezers on the painting desk, because when I've undercoated them, they're a lot easier to see, and then I can pull them off. Okay, so now all I've got to do, apart from finding somewhere to put those, clip off all the spares. It's not 20, is it? It's 40. I can't count. 40 Necron Warriors. Clip off the spares. Find somewhere to put all the Space Marine bits. I'll find a Space Marine box. And then there's that bit of the stack to do, because the first thing I'm tackling is all of the, I think I mentioned this earlier, all the Toomey type stuff. The stuff what people would find if they went into a relatively dormant tomb. Featured word, relatively. So yeah, so that's where this episode of the Necron Hobby Vlog ends. Future episodes of the Necron Hobby Vlog will be in the Members Lounge, exclusive to channel members. They're not all going to go up straight away. The Necrons is a long project, but I hope to have a good few of them available to feed in by the time I put this one up. Because I'm filming it. This is a new thing for me. I'm filming it now, but I'm not putting it up now. I'm going to put it up later on when I've got a few. Because I've got a few weeks holiday coming up, and I intend to try and power through some of it. But the Necron work will be exclusive to the Members Lounge. And I've got... Oh, you can... Oh, there's a load of boxes in the way. Hang on. I've got all the Necron scenery to do. And the scenery. And then there'll be the painting. So all that's going to feature in this series. Yes, if you want to see that, check out channel memberships. It'll be the more content channel membership that gives this up. Right, now off to find my pot of Necron bits to clip all those into and work out what I'm going to build next and what book I'm going to listen to whilst I do it. I'm nearly at the end of all the Caiaphas Cain, and unless GW are going to put another 5 books of Caiaphas Cain onto Audible, like now, I'll either start round the series again, because I like them so much, or find something else. I don't know if anyone else ever finds that. When they get to the end of a series, there's just no inclination to watch or listen to anything else. It's like, I want more. That's me anyway. Right then. Until next time, take care everyone. Bye for now.